Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator for life, for the opportunity of life. We are so in love with being Trinity to the bone, right? West Indies. We are so blessed in this Twin Island Republic. Another beautiful day. I say that and looking outside, but sun or rain, it is beautiful, right? We appreciate the rain. We appreciate the the love that God sends down uh, through precipitation to make us this green tropical place as well. We don't struggle for fresh water, and we thank oh God, I say we don't struggle for fresh water, although we have some little issues with the distribution, but we are we are tremendously blessed. We give thanks this day and every day for all of those blessings. If we approach life with that attitude of gratitude, it makes things tremendously better. It sets a tone for more to be received. But not just more to be received, it's not just about more coming, but it's about whatever comes, uh, enjoying it and feeling it in a positive space, being able to receive it. Least we become ungrateful. There are some people who, no matter what, they do not appreciate what they have, right? They can't see the blessing, and in that itself, in the inability to see a blessing, is a real curse. Is a real curse as well. Um, I am read in Islamic literature as well, and this story where this traveler goes to an individual, and his wife complains to the traveler, right? Complains about about everything, about her circumstances. And in the following years, he goes back on that journey and he encounters the individual again. And the the man has taken a new wife, right? He's married to someone else, and this person is is happy and pleased and has positive things to say to the traveler. But the circumstances that existed before are the same. It's not that the circumstances have changed. It is the individual that is experiencing the circumstances, and the way that that individual um, takes on these realities of life. It is the way this person uh, sees good and is content in what exists. And I wish all of us that our partners have that level of contentment and have that level of gratitude towards life. When you compare, which you should not compare because comparison is the thief of joy, compare to those who have less. Aspire maybe to more. I'm not saying that the drive to, earn should not be there. But see how blessed you are compared to so many others who have desperately more difficult circumstances or more difficult circumstances. Don't envy and look upwards and want what other people have. And boy, we live in a time, in a climate where that comparison is rampant, and it destroys the psyche of so many individuals. It disables you from enjoying the blessings that you have, from being grateful. And being grateful is one of the most important facets of an individual, even in the ability to achieve more. If you're not grateful for what you have, if you can't enjoy the simple, whatever is in front of you, you struggle for life to bring more, and you also struggle in having that inner peace and contentment and joy. It's something that we need to learn as Trinbagonians, as human beings. And we live in this age of show off. We live in this age of post and pretend, and we see people sometimes looking as though they are so happy because they take the snippets out of the most enjoyable moments of their life, or the things that look good to you, and put it up, right, for the public. People crave attention. People crave the acceptance, the statements of others. People crave this attention, misusing, these public platforms, and it is sad. It is sad, and I pray that people can understand and realize themselves. I pray that people can have the discipline to understand how to utilize even these new age gifts or platforms that exist. I pray that people could be mindful, that they could be mindful of others. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised people, he would always advise them to be considerate of others, and so considerate that he would tell a father, listen, when you extend yourself in love, and the expression of that love through, hugs, play, whatever, with your children, if there are orphans around, right, if there are people, there are children who don't have fathers around, then extend that love to them as well. Or don't publicly extend that love, physically and otherwise, so that they become sad and reflect on the fact that they may not have. I mean, I think we are cultured as a people, some of us. I think so. I think we understand some of the rubrics of life. You don't eat in front of another person, especially if you're not sure if they have eaten or not. You don't splash and splurge whatever you have in front of people. I mean, maybe I saying these things, and maybe it has changed tremendously, but changed in a negative way. Changed to a type of culture that is, less than what we can really espouse. maybe we have gravitated towards a culture of not caring about others. That is, you know, disgusting. That is just terrible. And we must refine, we must redefine the way that we should act, and we must also reignite a better culture of love, a higher standard of behavior. That has to be part of our mission. And in looking through the news and the crime that exists and is still taking place in our society, I realized that that culture, that grounding, that understanding, that care for others is absent. I mean, how else you could, and that's the motive that they're talking about right now. I'm not 100% sure if that is the case. But how could you, throw a woman out of her vehicle and shoot her in her head to take, that piece of iron on wheels that could move, that worth what? Worth $60,000 or $100,000. How could you take somebody's life? Unnecessary too, even in the commission of your selfish act, evil act. It is not necessary to take someone else's life. Or I don't know, you want to ensure you get away, or get away from who, when, how? For a car, for some money, a mother, a daughter, a friend, a loved one to people. We have really, really, really descended. We have descended far, far, far from even what humanity is supposed to look like. I ain't even going to no higher religious standing, just being a human being, boy. We have descended far, and that certainly, that culture, that re-establishment of some kind of heart and love in the veins of our society has to happen. So we saw that heinous, upsetting crime taking place. Excuse me. And then we also saw, I'll just touch on the article so people are aware of what is taking place. It's the first time I saw a picture of, the humble home. Look like, they've now building it. It primed. You're still seeing bare concrete as well. It's just a flat house, Jeez. But yeah, two individuals killed in Penal Rock Road, right? Again, the circumstances are not totally understood. A husband and wife, the teenage daughter living in the home as well. Thank God her life was spared. But really, is it necessary? Is it necessary that we take the lives of others? And of course, we just struggle to find an understanding of why what is taking place. And now, right, a teen is left inconsolable after stepping out of her bedroom at the Penal Rock Road home to find her mother, Babita, 41, and her father, Shafiq Vialva, 52, bleeding from gunshot wounds. While homicide investigators have yet to confirm a motive, a dispute over logging rights is among the angles being pursued. I don't know now. According to police reports, the couple and their daughter were asleep when the teen was jolted awake by 2 loud explosions. As she exited her room, she saw her father sitting in a pool of blood outside his bedroom. She then looked into her parents' room and saw a man standing at the doorway, repeatedly demanding money from Babita. As the suspect and Babita spoke, both instructed the teen to return to her room. Moments later, she heard 2 more gunshots. When she looked again, her mother was lying motionless, with blood streaming from her head. I really don't know. But I've seen evil too. I've seen greed. I've seen envy. You know, I've seen evil conspire. I've seen people take advantage of others as well, and it really pushes us to pray for human beings, because you know, when you allow yourself to evil, when you allow yourself to descend to that level, to levels like that, and other levels and examples of evil. Have a few others. Some man kidnapped and beaten and stabbed. What else? A Belmont man shot during a birthday party at home. A Belmont man was shot in the head whilst hosting a birthday party at his home on Sunday. A 25-year-old of Upper St. Barb's Road in Belmont was standing in the backyard where the gathering for a close relative was underway around 3 p.m. on November the 16th, when gunshots rang out. As the crowd scampered to safety, the victim realized he had been shot on the top of his head. He alerted relatives, who rushed him to Port of Spain General Hospital, where he was treated and warded in stable condition. Fortunate, right? Luck. We depending on luck in this society as well, for people to retain their lives. It is sad. It's sad where we have descended, and progressively descended over time. Yes, policing, yes, right, detection, yes, but God help us fixing what is in us as a people, boy. Fixing that greed and desire for material things, and that shallow spiritual failure that exists in our society. We desperately need to fix ourselves, boy. I ain't joking. It is beyond necessary, because we can't keep living this way, right? Cheating and robbing and taking advantage and killing each other. So we're on the top of the hour, so we'll take a break and we'll come back and I'll try to go into other issues that are in the news, less sad than those, right? We'll be right back. Stay tuned in.
Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Playway Parang Payday is the order to win more money for your dollar.
The Playway Parang Payday Draw is the way to win more money for Christmas. If a white ball calls, it's removed from the machine. And when the Parang ball calls, you win 28-1 on the base. Plus bigger mega mix payouts. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Bigger payouts with Playway.
Hey Richard, you know I have been saving every month so that I could set up a fund for the grandkids. But I would really like a place where the money is actually making dollars and cents to me.
Boy, TBLA has a proven track record of high returns. I actually trust them with my family's future. My father saved there, and now I save in there. My future is secure. Invest where you and your family's money would be safe.
I want quality and security.
Visit TBLA and find out which investment is right for you. For more info, visit tblamortgages.com. TBLA, a secure home to invest.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Everybody dreaming of that next winning step. From running a food truck, serving meals on the go, to a whole food chain where your brand start to grow. From staycation, long weekend, same beach, same view, to global destination, first class, brand new. A personal trainer, counting reps on the floor, to be at Jimona, your name on the door. From giving a little heart in the right spot, to donating hundreds to help a whole lot. When you play Lotto Plus, your dreams expanding. Take it to the next level when you start playing. Remember, winners always play Lotto Plus.
Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
It's It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Merry Christmas.
Starting November 1st, we kick off the Parang and Christmas season right here. Ready to hear your song? Email us your request at street919music@gmail.com with your contact number, and you will get to shout out your music on the air.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
It's the season to share the crunch and spread the joy, KFC style. This Christmas, make your table a festive one with KFC. Get the festive box. 3 pieces of spicy or extra crispy tenders and regular wedges for just $39.95. Or go big with the festive bucket. 9 pieces of golden chicken, 2 regular sides, and 2 regular wedges for only $1.59. Whether it's a family feast or an after-shopping treat, KFC's got the taste of Christmas wrapped up for you. So come home to flavor. Come home to KFC. It's finger-licking good. This Christmas, make it magical with PRW Enterprises, your one-stop shop for everything tech and more. Keep your home safe with our 8-channel camera packages starting at just $3,100. Gamers power up with gaming cases from $425. Mechanical keyboards for $1,025. And monitors as low as $799. Turn up the volume with the JBL Boombox 3 at $4,078. Or blast your favorite carols through Memorex speakers for only $2,500. Need gifts for everyone? We've got Fire tablets for the kids for $550, Fire sticks, laptops starting at $2,800, and headsets from as low as $150. Power it all with Aza Gaming Power Supplies for $550, and stay charged up with a Forza replacement battery 9 amp for $304. And here's the best part. Enjoy 3 months layaway on selected items. Shop now, pay later, and make everyone's holiday brighter. Whether it's a smart TV, a projector, or a generator to keep the lights glowing, PRW Enterprises has a gift for everyone on your list. PRW Enterprises, powering your Christmas with tech, joy, and cheer all year. So take advantage of the special opportunities at Christmas, PRW, and of course, I don't need to tell all you about KFC, right? We have some serious introspection, and we desperately need to work on our culture, on who we are as a people. And not just because me or you, we are sound to some extent. Not because we are in a place where we can't conceive ourselves doing certain things. We think that everything is okay. In this family of Trinidad and Tobago, in this space where we share with others, we have to concern ourselves with others because they affect us. Our fellow human beings, our fellow Trinbagonians who think this way, who lack that feeling and that love, and by extension even that fear of a creator, they affect us. We all share this space. So it is desperately important for us to ensure that across the entire length and breadth of our nation, we 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 create the humans that can live with each other. Can live and thrive with each other. So that's my prayer. That's my prayer, not this morning alone. Oh gosh, boy, might be every day for our country. And we're going into some of the other headlines as well. And our Prime Minister assures citizens TNT will not be used by US to launch attacks on Venezuela. Right, and we appreciate that assurance. I certainly appreciate that assurance. I would appreciate it even greater if the US behave themselves and not violate another country's sovereignty in the pursuit of their wealth. Right, I would appreciate that. So Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is giving a firm assurance that Trinidad and Tobago will not be used by the US to launch any attacks against the people of Venezuela. I like her green outfit. Not to stray too much. The Prime Minister yesterday responded to a stinging broadside critique from former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. People were having a laugh. Apparently, his statements came from the office of the former Prime Minister, right? And people were saying they didn't even know that existed. Where he come up with that one from? And I saw someone on social media as well post all you take back Keith Rowley now, and the comments, of course, were not certainly saying no, not in agreement, right? But yeah, this apparently there was a critique from Dr. Rowley. I do know that he issued some statement. I did not listen to his statement or read it. Maybe I might browse through it this morning. I am not so very interested in hearing what he has to say. I've heard and seen enough over the past 10 years or so, and even before that, right? So suffice it to say, while it is a necessity in the line of what I'm doing, communication, to listen sometimes, I'm not mindful to pay attention sometimes to certainly his current statements, right? But apparently he slammed the Prime Minister, for the country's position, and of course that's in relation to the United States and Venezuela tensions. I also found it very interesting, some of the articles people wrote on SOFA, Status of Forces Agreement between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. And people have been mentioning that we have established arrangements and agreements with the United States and their military, and we are just carrying out our responsibility under those agreements. Hey, good morning, brother. Welcome.
I must say good morning. And good morning to everyone.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Blessed morning.
I think that, yes, man. I think that the agreement, what I was going to speak about, is going to be fine. I think that I see a show on Facebook going to do some research on tariff. A former senator for the UNC gone over on the official page of the White House to look for the who get blind and who get blind for tariffs. But I can tell you this: the government of China and Tobago and the government of America, they are talking in secrecy. They are talking deep in secrecy. So, by what the Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, and them speak about, I think that many of the public would know about it. So, sometimes in my opinion, and I want to put it up on the website, on the internet, and why people question, because this is my point of view now. And as I observe and I analyze my own thing, but I'm a grassroots analyst. And what I can say, that we government, this is not from the Prime Minister, it's not from the Minister of National Security. I can tell you that we are giving the Americans enough technology to be in our borders, to go after the violent criminals and them, and the drugs cartel, and you see, we are giving the American intelligence what we have and what we are getting. The government will deny it because everything you cannot speak about. But if you are watching the trend and you're observing, you know that the government of Trinidad and Tobago are working very closely with America by giving them lots of security intelligence. And as I said that, the Prime Minister never said that.
Yeah. I don't know.
From me.
Yeah. I don't know where you're getting that from.
This come from me.
Let me tell you what the Prime Minister did say, right? She said that Rowley, while entranced with former Ambassador Candice Bond, signed an updated SOFA last year, which is Status of Forces Agreement, which requires Trinidad and Tobago to cooperate with the U.S. military in their training exercises in the region. And a lot of what is taking place is as simple as that. We have an obligation which our leaders have signed on our behalf, which Mr. Rowley has signed for those who are detractors from that side. And we have to fulfill our part. And insofar as training and upskilling our services with the Americans, that has taken place for quite some time, and nothing is negative from that. Yeah. And then the Prime Minister extends to say clearly to the population that we are not going to be any base for any action against the people of Venezuela. So that is sufficient in my mind as well. I'm happy to hear that.
Go ahead. And as I close, because
but I don't know about the intelligence part, Kingsley. Oh gosh.
Yeah, no. You wouldn't know about that. Right? What I talk in there is deep secrecy.
Yeah, but what pillow talk you and Trump talk, right? When all you together. Don't bring that on the radio now, boy.
I just
right.
I just bought some bubbles there where students just because the public just to give the public a sign of
Trump will get vexed with you when all you talking. All you love talk. right? Don't come to tell we on the radio about them thing in between. We don't know about that, and we don't want that, right?
Well, there's that one going on deep on the low. But let me say this as I close now. I do not know if Dr. Rowley is still the leader of the PNM. I do not know what is the former prime minister office, what position that hold in this country, what govern that office. Because I'm seeing a man saying this was a proceedings from the former prime minister office, and by his house giving a press conference on that chair with no table, nothing at all on that chair. Is it that people today in the PNM is undermining Penny? Is it today, because question after day I'm asking questions, is it that the certain MPs who cannot come in parliament today yet is undermining Penny because the new opposition leader? This is the question the public want to know. After this big press conference, what Dr. Rowley keep, people are asking if Dr. Rowley is still the opposition leader or if he is the opposition leader and he running the PNM behind the scenes. Because I think the opposition is a lawyer and you're a former prime minister. And anything you have to do, you should decline it to the PNM, the custody of the PNM, and let these people who
speak
govern the country say it out. You just making the PNM more worse and worse and worse. And here we say, you see, as a citizen, and I'm a supporter of the PNM, but if I see the PNM doing wrong, I can say it. What kind of madness is it? If I see the PNM as opposition saying wrong, I could come out and say it. I said, nah, all is well. Because Dr. Roy is actually told, man, he just like me, you talk it out here. But Dr. Roy said yesterday, all is not well in the PNM. His words, what I get from him, is saying that the PNM opposition, they are weak. And he has to be calling press conference every 2 weeks to fight for Penny and the PNM. And people in the PNM, Penny better watch her back. Penny have to watch her back. Because the PNM people, they are after her. They find she too nice. She ain't calling Kamala no drunkard. She ain't telling Kamala, shut up. She ain't telling Kamala, if you're black as my cat, I'm going to black as a dog. She ain't saying, Kamala, she ain't rum. And she said, but she know. The PNM people find that Penny is too much a lady. Too much protocol. They want you to go down in the mud. They want you to go down in the racist road. They want you to show that she's a black PNM and not a patriot of this country. They want you to show that she's a slave to the 1%, and she is a slave catcher like Rowley and many of these PNM MPs. They are slave catchers. So, Penny, I believe that they will be overthrowing you very much just now in the PNM. I thank you very much.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question, boy.
Yeah, are you upset, brother?
Yeah, how long now you love Trump? Long time?
Yes, since he walked down the golden step.
Before
massive hotel in America.
Before you is adult or when after adulthood? How long? You in the Epstein files? How long you in love? Long time?
The Epstein files is being released.
I just checking to see if you in the Epstein files and if you love you since
we have nothing to hide.
Since he's a youth man.
Because the girls and them who is survivors now, who the car come out and say that Trump interfere with them. You know something? If I go by a rich...
Is girls alone? Is girls alone?
If I go by a rich person and I walk in his house and I see some young girls in bikini and no clothes on, you must expect me to walk into a glass. Because one of the stupid emails saying that Trump come to the Epstein house and he was walking in and see some girls in the pool and he bumped his face into a glass door. But I would have stared too. I'm gonna jump in the pool. I do not know. I'm gonna jump in the pool.
Yeah.
The file is being released Today, he urging his Republican lawmakers to good faith. He's going to sign it when the House pass it and the Senate pass it. He's going to sign it and he's going to release. But let me tell you this: Joe Biden and the government anything dirty on the president now. They were released it in the last election one day because Trump campaigned on that. Trump campaigned on releasing these files on them. But when you go and you see the kind of files, the kind of young girls, the kind of things what happened, Trump said, nah boy, I cannot make the world see that. It's too filthy for the world. I think that parents and children might be but they want it. I hope the world can handle it. When they see it, I hope the names want it to come out of that file because there's some Democrats, lawmakers, Democrats also name on that file. So not only Trump alone, but as I said, he's going to release it, encouraging everybody else to release it, and we're going to hear and we're going to see all about it. But as I said, Joe Biden government, the facts, evidence. Joe Biden's government had that files for the longest while. Trump and the vice president campaigned on releasing that files. And if it was up anything on Trump, they will release it in the last election. I thank you very much.
Yeah, man, thanks. Yeah, I just catching kicks with Kingsley, but he has gone into the topic, which is being discussed a lot in the public sphere as well, right? Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Hey, morning.
I heard you spoke about this SOFA agreement.
Yeah.
And that SOFA agreement that was signed sometime in December, I think it's the 12th of December last year.
Yeah.
Or renewed sometime, I won't say signed, but renewed.
Renewed. And I could remember the time, and they said that there were new clauses in it. And
right, new clauses. And
I can remember that people were asking, well, where's the new clauses? Because if you're signing us up to something, but of course the secrecy involved, etc.
Well, the thing about it is that when you're a king, those on the bottom, they don't have to know. They don't have to know. We could do what we want. You don't have to know. We in charge.
Yeah.
So the question of secrecy. You understand?
Yeah.
That's how we operated over the last non-disclosure agreement. All kind of things. You don't have to know that. That is not for you to know. And but what I want to say, people have to understand, and sometimes people get confused, and sometimes people use the fact that you and I don't know, we the people on the ground don't know, and therefore they can bamboozle, they could play with your mind, as David Rhoda said. And people, I don't want to reiterate that too often. We talk about what is an agreement. And when you have a treaty is a binding agreement between two or more states. You could have a bilateral agreement or treaty, or you could have a multilateral treaty. And when you sign a treaty under the Vienna Convention of 1969, you have obligations. You have to carry out your side, just like a contract. If you have a contract to do work for a man, you have to perform the work, and he had to pay you the consideration. So the fact remains is that it's difficult for you to say, well, look, listen, I'm out, opting out. That is serious business when you sign treaty. So people have to understand that is either you could renounce it or denounce it, or you can withdraw from it. But there are consequences.
There are consequences, yeah.
People have to understand that, and that is part of what people refer to as international law.
Yeah.
And people must also understand when we have national law as distinct from international law. International law is the law between states that deals with disputes between states. And the national law deals with the question of regulating the behavior, right, of individuals, organizations, right, and government entities within the specific country. That is Trinidad and Tobago, and people have to understand that when you sign that with America, when you will renew that, and we talk about training. And then they come outside and tell people about, we want to see this and we want that and we want that. Nobody, and when you make an agreement, people have to understand that you're fine, you make an agreement. The normal thing is that you sign your agreement, you have your signatures and whatnot. That means that the person is authorized, authorized to sign on behalf of the government. When you have that, you talk about consent and all that. You need it to incorporate it, usually incorporated within the law of Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore, what would normally happen here is this, is that they bring it to Parliament, they ratify it, and they bring it to Parliament. But that renewal never came, or the agreement, I don't think that probably from the inception, ever hit the doors of Parliament. I don't know. But I'm saying usually that is what should happen. So it is good to know that the Prime Minister would have indicated that. I think that there was a subsequent agreement and whatnot. We don't even know up to now what it is, but she's saying, and you take her word. If you could take the previous Prime Minister word, you could take her word.
Yeah. And
the question is credibility. But what I want to talk about now is the question of this crime business. And I don't know, crime is, the responsibility for crime is a shared one. It's a shared responsibility. You have the criminal justice system, you have the people in the community. And also the MPs play a very important role in terms of getting these constituencies organized, prepared, and with the capacity to assist or to work with the police and other people to get the crime problem under control. So I don't know, this is the problem with Trinidad. MPs don't visit their body, Some of them get into office and that is it. Driving up along with a big car and all about the place, having a good time. But you have a response to go to your community. You have community centers and whatnot. And you mobilize and you bring the police there. The divisional person who is in charge. If they don't want to come out, they don't. Because most of them don't even know who is the senior superintendent who is in charge of their division. Bring them in your constituency. Let the people know who they are. Get them to roll out the same community police plan, the police plan that the Commissioner of Police alluded to when he took office. Put it in place. Work with the community.
Yeah.
They need to sensitize them. Put the things in place to deal with crime. The question you have issues with respect to patrol. Let them know that. Let that senior superintendent know that. Let him know that, and get busy in those areas, especially in those very large constituencies where you have sometimes people could be isolated from the major center because it's very sparse, it's not dense. You have people living 10 miles, 1 mile away from this one. They need police patrol in those. So in that sense, if you have a police and you're linked with the police, they have a relationship with the police. If somebody's strange or they see strange behavior or saying some action within the constituency, they can alert the police because they're working with the police. It's simple as that.
Yeah. We're going to the Royal Castle break.
Right. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and it's beyond just that, right? We've been speaking about our culture. We're speaking about the fact that our fellow citizens, some of our fellow citizens, are willing to take the lives of other citizens for material things, right? We'll take the break and we'll be back.
Bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Baila, baila! Santa leave the North Pole and come down to Trinidad. He say it's too cold in the North Pole, so he couldn't stay. He come down right away to have some fun in this land of sea and sun. Santa say he intend to have a real good Christmas this time. And the place to be is this country. All them lovely chicks, barang music sick, and the tasty food. Trini woman does cook real good. Soca Santa, don't leave your bag of toys. Don't forget you have to share it with every girl and boy. Soca Santa don't want to ride no sleigh in a big time Toyota Calabasin all day. Soca Santa. Viva! Soca Santa. Santa walking around in sneakers and jersey and jeans. Looking to see where have party. And he trying to storm, cause that is the norm. He come out to play, so he fed in Trinidadian way. Soca Santa, don't leave your bag of toys. Don't forget you have to share it with every girl and boy. Soca Santa don't want to ride no sleigh in a big time Toyota Calabasin all day. Arriba!
Papá Noel le ha de pollo, no te viene a la Trinidad para salir en el sol. Señor Santa, no veo mi bolsa de tu cuenta, no olvidas quién es quien repartir. Papá Noel le ha de pollo, no te viene a la Trinidad para salir en el sol.
Christmas is coming, and we're heading back to T&T for that famous Royal Castle chicken. We just love the Royal Castle family meal with those 12 pieces of tasty chicken, the 6 yummy sides, and that refreshing 2-liter soft drink. It's just perfect for a nice Christmas lime. So if you're hustling and bustling like me, or if you just want some great tasting food, pick up the Royal Castle family meal. Happy holidays from Royal Castle. Ho, 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 ho.
That was your Parang hit of the day, powered by the unbeatable taste of Royal Castle.
And we are back. I arrived at another article this morning that kind of encapsulates some of the problems that we have, but also some of the solution, right? Part of the solution that exists also. And it is that a 14-year-old, 14-year-old thief, that is what the headline saying, right? I wouldn't phrase it that way, but you know how it goes. They have to catch your attention as well. But 14-year-old thief marched to the police station by mom. You're hearing right, eh? A 22-year-old woman was robbed at Cutlass Point, right? I didn't even know that was a term, but it makes sense, right? On Saturday night in South Urupuch, and a teenage boy has since surrendered to police. According to police, the victim was walking along Government School Trace around 8:30 p.m. when she was confronted by the boy who announced a hold-up. The teen allegedly grabbed the woman's hand and stole her iPhone 13 valued at $2,800 before fleeing. The victim reported the incident to the Urupuch police station. Police said the suspect later arrived at the station accompanied by his mother and surrendered himself to officers. He was taken into custody at the Urupuch Booking Center. The Children's Authority was notified and an attorney was assigned to the matter. So encapsulated in that one story is the problem and also the solution. Credit obviously to the mother to have the moral standing to carry her son in, right? To even chastise his action and be aware of his action as well, because some parents not aware. Others condone some of the negative actions as well. But take yourself to the mind also of this young person, right? This 14-year-old. He wants something, and he contemplates and thinks that he can have that thing by taking it from someone else, right? And obviously using force. I don't know if he was watching BBC News and he saw what Netanyahu and they're doing in Palestine, trying to take people's land. I don't know if it is local in his community, if some bully or thug just takes whatever they want from people. I don't know if it's one of the politicians you look at, but he has gathered that evil idea and put it into practice. Good morning, brother. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Develop that mindset on his own.
Well, you see, that's the thing. We say on your own, but there are exterior influences because we always learn now. We learn.
Now, you see, you know what that tells me? Mommy trying.
She trying still?
That is what. No, not trying still. But if she was trying still, she would not know. It's because of the effort that mommy been putting out and tracking him and monitoring him, because she realized he has a problem. And she talking and talking because you know why? There isn't a role model. Even though his daddy and are gone, but I just chuck them and leave them. You see that little support of daddy just being there, and daddy could call mommy to find out what you're doing. That alone plays a great role.
Makes a big difference. I agree.
So, you see the idea about when you use the phrase Netanyahu, I could say the same thing right here.
Yeah. I could give some local examples too, boy.
Well, I could say the same thing about Trump. I could say Trump is trying to frighten Venezuelan Prime Minister to either give up.
To take the things. To take the things.
I could say the same thing.
I would say the same. I would concur.
So when I heard the former Prime Minister yesterday explain to us.
Former. Yeah, the extra F.
Well, yes. No, you'll see where we're going on. Here's the difference.
One says a
the
former
one, he is still he still has a seat, so he's still a politician. But this one is no more in politics.
Well, boy, he could have fooled me.
Well, you see, again, he's a citizen, and a citizen who had the position of being Prime Minister, looking on.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why people, my brother from Diego Martin said that he trying to overthrow the opposition leader. No. Remember, we don't know if somebody from Venezuela calling And because, or let's say the man was dancing salsa, the man outlined that if Trump and Venezuela agreed and Guaido remains in office, he didn't say that Venezuela is going to attack Trinidad and Tobago, What that means is Venezuela is going to isolate itself from Trinidad. We would not be able to jump on a boat and go to Venezuela like we used to. But you know what is also so strange? We talking about, narco trafficking, and because I keep telling them, if that was the issue, and they're asking, well, why does he come out to talk now? What did he do? Well, he didn't do nothing. Because if he's saying we are no Coast Guard and we are no this, I had to tell a talk show host this morning. The man didn't say that we have no protection, What he's saying is, the armada that is outside is like we have a little dinghy against an ocean liner. That's all.
Yeah.
So we can't do nothing, not even against Venezuela. If Venezuela was to attack us, we can't even defend ourselves from that. So what you do? We got 2 Damian vessels. But I also had us to remind them, narco trafficking, the opposition leader, the Prime Minister today, said to us when she got in office, in her first reincarnation, the war is not on the sea, it's on the land. And they send back our vessels. Right? Today, I have a man come down with our mother to fight the same narco trafficking that we was attempting to get rid of. So they set me back 10 years or 20 years from 2010 to 2015. Set me back 10 years. But you know what was also surprising? Jack Warner brought a man to Trinidad. You see, we just forget. Jack Warner brought a man, I think was part of the flying squad under Randall Burroughs, back to Trinidad when he was, I think, National Security Minister, named Mervyn Cordner. Mervyn Cordner said to Trinidad and Tobago on this said radio station, he went, me know if it's Tokyo or away, and saw a drug stop pull up in Trinidad and Tobago. Me saying, I say why here, right here. A drug sub. After that, you know what I end up with? The largest cocaine bus in a place called Norfolk, Virginia, on the can mark Trinidad and Tobago orange juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hear that right here. So today now, all hypocrites that massa come back to dominate Trinidad, the CARICOM, and tell me we can't do nothing about them, but we siding with them because we supported a regime change since the first reincarnation of Trump, and she was opposition leader, she supported Guaido. So if you come into office now, and the man come back in office, and you still supporting the same ideology that he had then, aren't you not siding with him? And you as the Prime Minister, so as the Prime Minister, aren't you not pulling Trinidad and Tobago involved in that? Why are we so naive and telling me about they come to fight narco trafficking? The whole world now is telling you, what they're doing is illegal. This is how you're supposed to go about apprehending these people. So we know this is not about that.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't the former Prime Minister, no, as you say, the former Prime Minister, who is now a citizen, cannot voice his opinion? Nobody in saying what he's saying ain't true, you know. All that he said there, possibility could exist. Because Trump insists that and you know what is so strange?
Yeah, some of what they're saying is not true, and they just outline the fact that he is really responsible in signing the last SOFA agreement and
you
all
see that garbage. You know that. Yeah, that was one of the points.
Let me finish. And all that the arrangements under that SOFA agreement entails is being carried out now with our armed forces working with.
So let me ask you a question.
Training with them.
All that might be so, because here what's going on. No one in the National Security Ministry is saying what you say.
Yeah, but the Prime Minister, who is the
I say
the
no one, not even this Prime Minister is saying what you saying that here what's going on. This arrangement here was in the SOFAC arrangement that the government signed at so and so date, that the Americans was planning to come here in so and so date at so and so time.
Yeah.
That no way.
Yeah,
nobody again.
Yeah,
nobody. Who said that?
So I could read again. You probably were on a different frequency.
Yeah, well, I was.
While I was reading it. But I read from her response to his press release, so to speak, and she outlined that he would have made that arrangement, and we are following through to the agreements that we have signed under that SOFA agreement with the United States. So all this training and stuff.
We didn't disputing that we didn't sign to have training. We are disputing the timing of the training with the timing of the Armada. That is the dispute. We ain't saying we may not have signed that. Like what I'm saying, I am asking the question, was it signed at around this time on so and so date? Was it supposed to happen?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
we're not privy to the
that leaves us. That leaves us as the citizens to outline that here we're going on. It seems as though we are putting up a defense using America in Trinidad and Tobago just in case America invade Venezuela and Venezuela decide to attack Trinidad and Tobago. We have Americans land here in order to hopefully, if Venezuela decides to send up 10 drones or 15 drones, that we might be able to shoot them down. This is what it seems like to us.
Right. All right.
Enjoy your morning.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Yeah, so what is clearly outlined is that there is an arrangement between ourselves, Trinidad and Tobago, and the United States, and we are following through to that arrangement. It entails joint training, operations, etc. We don't know the length and breadth of it, but it was signed by the former Prime Minister, and we are subjected to that. And if we are honest, we would understand that that is what is taking place, and the Prime Minister has clarified that there are arrangements that are made between states, as myself and others have reiterated over and over, that we are subjected to. We once it is signed, we have to follow through, and if we don't, there are also consequences for that as well. You come in a little late, Prezi. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Imran Kuala. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, God. Yeah, a little late. And God showing that we might have a little drizzle of rain, something looking kind of slightly dark. The sun just kind of draw away. Anyway, according to what you said earlier on, sun or rain, as long as we can say thank the Lord we get up this morning, them activities of elements have to work.
Yeah, man. And we need that sun and that rain.
Yeah, and we just have to praise him that we get them, because I see my grass, I see my zabakat, the tree looking nice, some little brown leaf looking to, I don't know either. Like, you want to say, you want to bring zabakat really. Anyway.
It ain't full, it ain't ready yet.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I got 3 or 4 trees along the place, they when they're ready, they're ready. Anyway, let me go into the program, and I like to stay with you, I like to keep your spiritual thought, you know. Yeah. And it's called spiritual consciousness too, because I stay out the politics 2 minutes, because to hear Trinidadian people with a fragmented mind of what the situation when everybody supposed to know what's going on, because truth is in your face of the reality, especially with Venezuela and with America being this bully over the whole with Netanyahu and whoever. So let me tell you, let people just get conscious, because it have a conscious part that you start to talk about Urium, gratefulness and contentment. Them 2 words, basically every program, you know. When I want to talk about there is no God and all them kind of bacchanal, but you are grateful and contented to the life that you have, to say, well, look, boy, I like the life I get. And you say you like the life you get, you're afraid to death. Yeah, but you know you're killing people. You're killing people, but you're afraid to death.
Yeah.
You're begging God, oh God, don't kill me. But you just kill about 2 man or 1. And, you know, your first part of the conversation is really nice, because there's where we might have to stay, because the problem is disrespect for one another. The problem is no love, no appreciation for one another. We live in our life like if we wasn't created. We ain't born. We ain't living. We don't exist. So we don't care about who exists, because they don't see the self-existence, so it seems like they ain't see nobody else existing too. What kind of life? Who you really talking to? 2 people in the world, or the majority of the world? Who not listening? Who not even on the program? And even said maybe listen, they might twist up to acknowledge the reality of your conversation. And then another way, as a general speaker. When I put it for me, you, and everybody, because that is where I speak. I can't come and dictate no individual here. Like some people where they take politics, people don't hear me doing that too much. If I go at the politics, I go generally the system.
Yeah.
The system is the problem, and if we keep up with that system that they promote so much years going by to suit the time. But we now have learned and have learned history, philosophy, psychology, and all that we have learned. Recognizing the environmental condition at the present time, in the present era. What are we at the day to now doing about changing the circumstances of some part of the evil times before to make it right today because we see better? What are we doing? This is the point when you say gratefulness, observing the life, observing what you are, where you are, who you are, and all the circumstances that bring you to the consciousness of self. Are we really ready to change the selves of the human being from the ignorance that they started maybe BC time, distance time away, to what we see supposed to be in harmony today, that man would live better instead of the greed and the look how much people die in wars. So we ain't learned. Let me stop killing people now, whether in war or not today.
Yeah.
And in a role that people should hear. Not you. You heard. You tried. I too. But I heard a talk that people should hear. Because in this world, as you've been born, it was created by the Creator, truth, God. And you have the privilege of creating a perfect, best survival for you. You didn't create you life. God created that, but you are part of His creation. And as you being created, you are in a position to create your survival to what end? To kill and destroy? Or to make production for your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your family for tomorrow and your generation? What is it we're doing? Let us think better than that. Thank you, Imam Fuad Abu Bakr.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. When God speaks, He speaks to us. Because we must know that it is in us, that all things come from. So when He speaks, I hope you heard, and I hope you listen. I might be just out, people, but the truth that come out of me, out of my conscience of me, where your conscience is, that is good. Truth must live there for you to exist with your choices. So, thank you, people. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, Imam Fuad Abu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prezi. Woman shot and killed, and that's the situation in Montrose where, from what is being spoken about, they took her car, and over the year and last year as well, there are a number of ride-share drivers who have been killed and their cars taken, right? You kill an individual for the car. Two people, mother and father, killed in a house for, and the demands for money before, and obviously they don't have the motive 100% yet. But the daughter hears the person who killed those two individuals demanding money before he kills a woman, Then a young man, he wants, I don't know if it's the phone he wants or he wants the phone to sell it for money. But you take a cutlass and you exact that fear into someone to take what is theirs. Understand the problem that we have in our society, where we value things and money that is the medium to purchase whatever things above that respect for human life, above the value of human relations. We are in a dark place, right? There are exceptions. I'm not speaking to all of Trinidad and Tobago. I have spoken to people before, and they say no, money don't equate to life, and there's so many of us who have overlooked and forgiven people who have done wrong, especially when it comes to finance, money, right? To us. But prevailing, running through our land is that level of evil as well. That misunderstanding of value. And we must combat that. We must teach better through our love, through extending ourselves, through engaging our youth, through the actions of like this mother who dealt with the wrong that her son did. And I hope that he will learn and he can grow to a stage where he would not do something like that again in the future. So we out of time for today. We'll be back, God willing, tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings.
Homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.